Hi everyone, it's Jaden. Welcome back to my channel. Another card chat with me and me talking or sharing a story from my health crash recovery journey. It's going to be a good one for you guys today. And today is, yesterday, it's been 11 months now since I fully recovered. So it's been 11 months since I've reached phase 5, which was full recovery. And I almost can't believe it. I'm doing really, really well in all aspects in regarding to the health crash recovery. And yeah, so I wanted to share this kind of like one of like the most, I guess, like the grandfather of all intense symptom moments for me. And it's crazy to, like, when I was thinking, like, remembering this, I was like, wow, I can't believe that happened, because I almost can't even, like, imagine, because I've just recovered and been so far away from that now. But, man, it was bad. So, yes, I will start the story. Many of you guys have been asking what I'm drinking, the green thing, and that is Japanese ceremonial grade matcha powder mixed with organic oat milk, iced, and I don't put any sweetener or anything else. It's just plain unsweetened organic oat milk and Japanese matcha, which is green tea powder. And I do like probably a tablespoon and a half of the matcha. It's really good. I couldn't drink this for a year. It's like my favorite thing. Couldn't drink it for a year. I don't drink coffee. I've never have. I never have. I had it like maybe 5-6 times throughout my life, but I don't like coffee, so I don't drink coffee or any kind of espresso or anything like that. So I just drink my green tea. I'm really happy I can drink it again. Yeah, like I said, it was like the whole time when I was during my recovery, I couldn't drink this because it would give me too much caffeinated anxiety, and it wasn't good. A few times went into episodes with the added caffeine, so I had to stop till like phase 4, phase 5. Now I can have it pretty much whenever I want. I don't have any symptoms or triggers from it anymore. So the story. This happened, of course, in phase 2, where most of my stories will happen. And during this time, I just gotten out of phase 1, which was like the bedridden phase. Horrible sleep. I was not getting any good sleep. And I was really like in that phase where I was like really panicky and anxious, and like just always second guessing myself, like, full on health anxiety at the time. And I was checking in with many different types of doctors, even though everybody just keeps showing me my numbers are great and nothing serious was happening. I just was like, just something's really wrong. And again, at that time, I didn't have anybody to really research this adrenal fatigue, anxiety, HP axis, overload, burnout thing. It's actually a thing. But back then, I didn't know. So I had like one person that had very similar things to me, that she kind of helped me with some basics. But I had to really research a lot on my own. So I was just like figuring it out in the dark. So I was very much in that, seeking out like different doctors to see if they could help me. And I found this one doctor who he's an MD, and he's also a naturopath. So he's a full-on medical doctor, but then he treats people with, natural, holistic approach, which is what I was opt-in for. Like, and that's what I did. Obviously, you guys know that. I did not take any pharmaceutical drugs for anxiety or anything like that to, like, get me through this. So I thought, wow, he's an MD and a naturopath, so that's a great combination. Great guy, checked me out again, said, nothing's majorly wrong, but he did sense that, like, he was thinking that my neural transmitters could be off balance, so that it was causing the stress and anxiety. And he specialized in this, and he was like, okay, I'm going to give you a bunch of amino acids that can really put you at ease, give you better sleep. And I don't remember the exact, I wish I did. I could look it up later, but he gave me, I know definitely GABA, not gabapentin, the drug, but like there's a supplement called GABA and a few other amino acids. And they're all like formulated, customized for your blood tests to like, or your urine tests to kind of balance out your neurotransmitters. I think he's a great doctor. However, I don't think it was the right fit for me, especially given what happened afterwards. All right, so I'm going home. I'm really happy. I had a great like session with him, and I was like very motivated. I'm like, okay, this is gonna really help me. So that night, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take these, and because he was like, you're gonna relax, and it's gonna be great. So I haven't gotten any good sleep, so I thought, okay, this is gonna be really awesome. I was really looking forward to it. So now just know this. I've not had any sleep, right? I've already been like having horrible sleep. I just tired, exhausted, all the symptoms, all that. Just imagine my state of mind. So I take those supplements he gave me right before bed, and I was prepared to like have this great night. So I could sense that something was not quite right. Like after I took it, I felt like for the 15 minutes, nothing. But then as I guess it starts to digest and metabolize in my system, I could sense there was this like nervousness. Okay, it's like opposite of relaxed. I started to get kind of anxious and nervous, and it continued, and it escalated into like full on like nocturnal panic attacks that would not end throughout that night. I'm not kidding you guys. That night, every time I closed my eyes and as I'm like dozing off to sleep, I would just be shocked and like just like bolted out of my sleep with a mega panic attack. And this went on at least 14, 15 times. I can't even count because I was so tired and could not even close my eyes. But then I had to close my eyes because I was so tired and exhausted. So just imagine just this nonstop of like exhaustion, almost falling asleep, and then panic attack. And then it's the heart racing, it's the sweating, the heart palpitations, and then the trembling, and then the cold sweats. Oh my gosh. Like one after another. Literally every time I'm about to fall asleep, bam, nocturnal panic attack. And then by like the middle of the night, and it's probably happened like 5-6 times, I was so exhausted that I would like be half dreaming and half like awake because I was just so, I haven't had good sleep already, and now with this supplement triggering whatever it was, I just, the whole night, guys. And what's so awful about that experience, and it scarred me for a huge chunk of my recovery journey, was that it's like it's taking the most like relaxing, because we're humans, we crave sleep, obviously, and it's like as you're dozing off to the bed, it's like supposed to be like the most relaxing, calming feeling, and now it's tainted with that panic attack. So for weeks, months, I had this like fear of going to bed because I was afraid that like, what if I get triggered? And so I developed this like anxiety to go to bed because of how horrible that night was, right? And I think later down, still in phase 2, like a couple months later, I had the same type of thing again because it wasn't because I took these, because I never took those supplements again. I told him it didn't work for me. I didn't end up, going back to see him. It was not right for me. And quick tip, guys, or note, if before you're like recovered enough, like I just would stay away from too many supplements. You know, pick one or two that is like super gentle and that works for you. Hopefully your trial and error isn't as crazy as mine and you find something that's mild, that's kind of helping. Just stick with that, guys. I've done tons of supplement reviews. Yes, they all do something, but as I've moved through my journey, I realized that they do better when you're like phase 3-ish. Like you're no longer in that like completely depleted state. Because if you're too depleted still, those supplements, they're, you know, it's like a stimulant to your body, even though they're supposed to help you by stimulating your own kind of, you know, it's called adaptogenic herbs or supplements. It's supposed to like stimulate your own immune system and your own kind of like stress response to handle more stress. But if you're already so depleted, you take it, it's almost like somebody's down and they're just kicking you, so you're like even worse. And that's what happened with me. I think I just took, because he gave me a whole blend and my body just wasn't ready for something like that, and it just made it worse. I've talked to a lot of people through this, you know, back then too, and a lot of people, this resonated with them. It was like they went to doctors that gave them supplements like adrenal blends and stuff like that, and it ended up having like reverse effect. It just made it worse because they're not even strong enough yet to stimulate those hormonal responses to optimize. You're just too weak. You just need to rest and sleep and eat the best you can at the time, you know? So again, learn the hard way. And like I said, guys, yeah, that's what makes this whole thing very challenging, because like that whole situation just made I had this big fear around like going to bed, which eventually I got over. I mean, I got over everything pretty much. Loud car. Yeah, so guys, that was my terrible night horror story with nocturnal panic attacks. Like, I can't even describe to you guys. Like, when I was going through it, I thought, okay, this is gonna break me. I mean, I am super tough mentally, and I can take a lot of punishment, and I have pushed through a lot of tough situations in my life. That was one I will never forget, and it was like pushed me to the max limits. I mean, there was a point throughout the night I wanted to just let out this blood-curdling scream of agony, but with the like small amount of rationale I had left, it was like, okay, that's not going to help. You're just going to stress yourself more, probably give you another panic attack from it. And, you know, it just wasn't going to help. So I didn't do that. But I felt like doing it because it was just so terrible and awful. If you're going through this because you're at an earlier phase of recovering from adrenal fatigue, burnout, anxiety disorder, which could be caused by adrenal fatigue, or just in general anxiety disorder, causing you to have panic attacks and things like this. If you've gotten checked out by the doctor, guys, like I said, I'm not a doctor, so please check in with your medical professionals first, just like I did. But if they checked you out and they say you're fine and you're focusing on your anxiety, recovering your health by resting more because you've overdone yourself chronically, and due to chronic stress, it is pretty common to have experiences like that, even though it sounds so awful. It's pretty common if you're going through this. So my heart goes out to you guys. I hope you find some reassurance through videos like this where I talk about my past stories during my health crash recovery journey. And now that I'm fully recovered, it's a living proof type of thing where you can recover from this. It's not easy. It took me 18 months to 2 years to reach full recovery, but here I am 11 months past that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, spending time with me again, and I hope you are well on your own recovery journey. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my content, and also click on the bell icon if you like my stuff, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.